he will be here at some point. I mean, let's keep our fingers crossed that everything is buttoned up. But yeah, we're hoping to see him. He's a good player.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, if you're.
No, I'm.
A few other absent players: Javi, Yamar.
Javi's illness. And you guys know what that means. Ymar, it's still a thing. Ymar is still waiting his visa issues, so they'll be here. And Javi probably sooner than Ymar.
Oh, is his hang up enough that it could keep him? Like, is he going to join?
Yesterday was a holiday. We're hoping to get this week, and then he's got to go back to Argentina, family, come here. He'll be here.
And then Jackson, I guess, picked up a knee injury in U.S. camp. What's the status of that?
He's going to be out for a while. There's a little bit of confusion there. You know, that last game against LAFC, hyperextended his knee. And did the injury happen there? You know, whatever they put out on media, did it happen in camp? We're still trying to determine that. That's kind of irrelevant in my eyes. The fact of the matter is Jackson's had a little bit of a setback, and it's going to be a while. I don't have an exact time frame on it. We're hoping to get him back for the first game of the year, but you know, it's an injury.
And with Reed, it looks like he's still recovering as well.
Yeah, they'll both look. Jackson and Reed will both come with us to Spain, and just depending on how they progress, we'll see if they're ready for the first game.
With Jackson's injuries, he made 2 acquisitions defensively, though, with Bell and with Nathan. What can they add to your defense?
Nathan, good passer, good experience. Bell, hungry. You know, he's actually got a good left foot too, which I like because I'm a left footer. But certainly some quality players, some needed backups. We'll see what happens at the end with all of our center backs, but right now we need them.
With this starting this training on this field, is there a reason why?
Because the grass is frozen. It's cold out here. I want to make this quick so you guys can get warm. But we probably won't even train on the grass until Friday because it just doesn't look like cold is going to allow us to on the grass.
What was the first words, I guess, with the team to kind of get things started?
That's a great question. Sometimes you have to look back to look forward, and we went back to that game against LAFC. It's the first thing I put up on the slide. Positive slide about the new facility, the 2024, and welcoming the new players. But then we went backwards a little bit to see if anybody was still carrying that with them. A lot of them were. We were this close to getting into the conference final. This close to playing that conference final at home. Would have given us a good shot to go to another MLS Cup, and I think that opportunity was there. So, I think that still hurts. A lot of the guys still talk about it, but we got to push forward.
Maybe it's the amount of competitions, but although it's only been a couple of years since the Sounders' last title, it feels like it's been a long time since you've reached a big objective. What are your thoughts on
2022? And I was halfway through 2022. Yeah, it's one of the other slides I put up was the trophy case and how many trophies we want to compete for. The importance of all of them. Cascadia Cup, Open Cup. Okay, there's some controversy there. Supporter Shield, that was 2014. We want to get back to it.
You had a pretty spirited first day of training, at least from I don't remember the last time you guys had a multi-hour training, like a lot of full field scrimmaging. Anyone stand out for you in terms of their play?
I would say all the young kids. Look, the senior guys know what to do. They're experienced. New guys, Nathan's walking off there good. Like I say, a good passer. Jonathan, good. JP, of course, excellent. Leo Chu scored a couple good goals today. Adam in his new role has laid out a very, very good preseason. A little bit different, which I like because we got to keep the group, going forward. A lot of young goalkeepers down there. Tommy's doing his normal business, putting them through the ringer. The old crew coming off here, Jordan, Albert, they all look good. Christian noticeably looks good. No lingering effects, so that's good. You saw Alex had the big news in the off season. It's all good.
It's been a while since you've had Christian and Jordan in for like the first week of your own camp. Between Jordan's injuries, the loan, their various January national team camp.
Yeah, they were January camp.
What's it
regular.
like having them
Good.
as part of the squad from day one?
Good. Look, there's going to be healthy competition up there. Jordan wants to play up front. Raul's still here. That's going to be a good battle. That keeps him motivated. With Christian, it's good to just have him back healthy. Dave, it's good.
You've obviously, it's been a while since this is the first time starting without Nico. Were there any changes to the vibe this time around?
I think Nico was a huge part of our success, a huge part of the club. Does it feel different? Yes. But it feels the same in the sense that all the guys right now are really on their best behavior. They're excited to be back with their teammates. They've been good in the gym. The testing, the physical testing that we did last year, which was one of Nico's strengths. Obviously, he could run a lot. Numbers for this year were just as good. So the guys came in good shape. So it was different, but it's the same in some ways.
Go ahead.
Steph said he wanted to kind of get away from the game in the off season and get some time away from it. How did you spend your off season? What did you kind of spend your time?
Well, I was recovering from certain things, and then I read 3 books when I was in Hawaii.
Recommendations?
Thursday Vertical. A bunch of old people that solve mysteries.
When you look at MLS, a lot of the narratives go for like the big signings, going to several teams, Suarez and beyond.
And beyond.
Your team has made some acquisitions, but maybe they're not as blockbusters as people might think. Well, how do you kind of go about understanding the way that your
Everything
process
is about results. Everything is about results. Look, I had that LFC game up on my computer for a long time after the season because it seems like, they were the defending champs, okay? But we ended up being in second. And if you go through our history, the one blip on the radar was 2022 when we came in 11th, which was sobering when I actually, put that all together. But 4th, second, 11th, second, and it put us in a great spot to get into another MLS Cup. Now, we didn't achieve that goal, but the team was pretty successful. And look, we had some controversy. We were missing Christian. I mean, there was a lot of things that could have derailed the squad, but at the end of the day, we came in second place in the conference. And again, had that opportunity. We didn't make it, but we gave ourselves a chance. And you can sign good players, world-renowned players, local players. I don't care who it is. We just want to win.
So is it fair to say that you look at this squad and with the core group, adding maybe some amplifying pieces that you can compete with any team in the MLS?
Yeah, for sure. But if we would have signed Suarez, that would have been okay. Just kidding, Craig.
How much tactically is there, are there going to be any significant changes?
You are in preseason form too, because another good question. We are going to try and tweak things a little bit in our attacking movements. So we, as a staff, have been working hard about trying to figure out ways how to score more goals. That was our Achilles heel last year. And so, Jada, we are going to try and add some wrinkles and be a little bit more dynamic in the final third, and we'll see if that pays dividends.
Any changes to your coaching staff, everybody?
Nope, everything good.
When are you going to be able to use the new facilities?
When we come back from Spain. And they look great. We've had preliminary tours over there. It's coming along really nicely, but it's going to be great.
This first week before you travel internationally, you get more than a dozen young players from Defiance in the academy in here. What's it like to one, have a dozen rather than maybe 3 back in 2016.
Yeah.
And what's it like to kind of calibrate with Wade and the new Defiance staff with what talent was down there?
Hervé, I got to make sure I say his name properly. I think it's always been one of our ambitions at the club to get youth players up into the first team. I think as the club has progressed, we've done a decent job at it. I mean, we had the early, Jordan and DeAndre and some of those guys, but now it's a little more consistent. I see improvement. Couple of young center backs that we have might be starting center backs for us in 3-4 years. We've got young, talented players already on the first team roster that are fighting. Josh and Obed, they're still young. Sota, Danny. So our youth system's done really well, and it all starts with leading them in a little bit earlier. If that's the right word. That's not a good word. Giving them the experiences earlier on. We've got some 15 and 16-year-old kids out there today, and we'll keep them here for the entire Seattle camp. And if they're good enough, Dave, I'll take them to Spain.
The wrinkles you talked about in the offensive end becoming more dynamic in the final third. How much of that is based around go back to your comments at the start of the interview, what a guy named Pedro might be able to bring you?
You guys have seen the highlight films. I mean, he likes to get the ball, run at people. He'll be goal dangerous in that sense. But he's not here yet, so I reserve judgment. But on film, he looks really good. So he'll be a good addition to the squad.
I mean, Pedro, very talented, continues to be a prospect in terms of how much he could provide your team. How much pressure does that put on your staff and you to continue to develop that player?
We have attacking players. He'll join that group. The guys that are playing well will play. We've got Christian, we've got Albert, we've got Leo Chu, we've got Jordan Morris, we've got Raul, we've got Pedro, and there will be competition for those spots. There'll be competition in midfield, Obed, Josh, VP, Sota, Danny. I mean, I like the way the squad's getting setting up.